So a little story about how I met ATOMY. So I, just like every one of us here, we started as a consumer, right? And then after we understand that the product is so good and the price is so good, you know, it's so tempting not to do the ATOMY as a business. So I gather all the information, and then I search and learn about what is the ATOMY compensation plan do in ATOMY, and how does it make it successful. So going back when I was younger, I always want to have my own business, right? So that's why I somehow I know that in my bloodstream, I always want to own my own business. But the problem is not everyone is so fortunate to have capital, right? So what I did was, back then when I was younger, I did some sales as a source of my residual income, because every one of us here, we want to have at least some kind of a residual income. What that means is, even if you're sleeping, if you're going to the mall, that money keeps coming to your bank account. So I did some sales. You know what is sales? I go out and then get some cheap item and then make it look nicer, and then sell it on the internet or word of mouth. So as long as I could get that profit, that would make sales profit to me, right? But what is with sales problem, right? First, I don't have more than 8 hours because I'm also working as a full-timer, right? So I only have spare time another 8 hours because the other 8 hours I was sleeping. So if you have that limited time to spend to search for product and then put it on sale and then to negotiate to meet the prospective consumer, in the end, you can only make 1 or 2 sales a day, right? So it is limited. So it's not really like the way out for me to get the residual income or passive income. So what do other people do? They go as a business owner. Like I mentioned earlier, not all of us has fortunate enough to have a big capital, because to own a business, of course, you need capitals, right? You need to pay the land if you buy it, or the lease if you lease it to a landlord, and you have to pay maintenance fee, some kind of many fee, employees, even yourself, right? So business owner is even worse than being an employee, right? Because you are tied of whatever you are investing. Let's say you invested $100,000, right? You want to make that $100,000 back as soon as possible, because you don't want to waste your $100,000 and in return you go bankrupt. No, right? So you have, not other than that, you also need to find the products or the content that you are selling to your prospective consumer. If that product is not bringing consumer back, it's like returning consumer, your business is pretty much dying, right? If you're selling higher prices than other people sell, nobody's going to buy it again, right? Maybe just one time, just for the sake of friendship. So business also is very, very hard. So I go to the next one, which is C, which is ATOMY. I was so fortunate to find this company, even though I was so skeptical and was so negative about the ATOMY business. That's why I searched about the ATOMY business. So every one of you, if you're new here in ATOMY, Google it, right? What is ATOMY, right? What is ATOMY business? What are ATOMY products? How good they are? Talk to friends, talk to as many sponsor or uplines, as many as you can, right? Like, just like I did. I talked to my upline, to my sponsor, right? To Google, just Google anything about ATOMY. So what is ATOMY, right? First, it's no registration fee. It means when you want to start to become a member, it's absolutely free. And there's no monthly fee, or there's no website fee, or whatever they call it. There's no monthly recurring fee. And there's also no renewal annual fee. It means you are free, right? And the third one is there's no website usage fee. It's 24/7 online available to you. So there's no fee for the website to use. And you don't have to purchase products when you register, become a member, right? Some other company, they tell you, yes, it's free, but you have to buy a product or a package, silver package, gold package, platinum, whatever they call it. You have to purchase at the point of when you're registering as a member. The fifth one is you don't have to make a purchase of product every month. If you want to do it, it's up to you. If you don't, just be our guest, right? So there's no pressure in ATOMY for you to become a member. Just like you are going to Costco or Shoppers Drug Mart, right? You are not forced to buy a product at that time. If you want to buy it, it's okay. Then you get points, right? Every time you make a purchase. Same thing with ATOMY. If you don't make a purchase every month, it's fine. Whenever you make the purchase, you're gonna accumulate those points. The sixth one is there's no automatic reordering. It means you only purchase when you need it and what you need it, right? There's no such thing as every month they're gonna ship it to your door, even if you don't need it, but other company, they do. That's why people are stocking up products, the ones that they're not using, and then they end up what? The garage is gonna be filled up with products, and then they're gonna just put it on sale and even nobody is buying. It's even worse. The seventh one is there's no auto ship, right? You are in control of what you need. Same thing with the number 6. And the number 8, you don't have minimum order quantities. Even if you want to buy 1 box of toothpaste or toothbrush, it's okay. There's no minimum order. And the last one is your member ID is valid across the world. It means global ID. So we are in Canada, we can have members in Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, anywhere in the world, as long as they're ATOMY established in that country. So what really is ATOMY is we are just a distribution hub. Pretty much our product are produced by Colmar B&H, this one here on the right. Who are Colmar B&H? These are the 2 companies that merged, which is Colmar Korea. These are over 100 years company that produce high-end cosmetics and high-end products. And KERI is the 2nd largest research institute in South Korea. This is a government-based institute. So these 2 companies merged and they become one. It's called Colmar B&H. These are the company that produce about 75% of our products. And we are just a distribution hub that we distribute to our members. So we don't manufacture any of our products. Our business concept is pretty much simple, right? To have a successful business, first, you have to have a good content or have a good products. A product that can bring consumer coming back again and again, not just one time, right? If you're selling a product, it's only one-time sale, it's not a successful business. A successful business is a product that can sell itself. How? Of course, the first one is it has to be the highest quality. And the second one is the price has to be lower or at least the same, because you are paying of the product that you're getting, right? Some people said, of course it's expensive because it's a good quality product. But in ATOMY, no. It is a good quality product, but with a very affordable price. It means our product is not the cheapest, but it means you cannot get any kind of quality with this price. Let's say our toothbrush is about $1.25, right? You cannot get that kind of toothbrush with the same quality with $1.25, at least $4 or $5. So our product has the absolute product quality and absolute product price. And also our business is a global business, right? Like we all know, it has branches to all over the world. It's 15 different countries. And the last one just opened is China, and it's gonna open in Hong Kong, India, and another 20 countries in Europe. So we are really expanding throughout the world. And I'm gonna go to the commission, how we are getting paid, how we are getting compensated in this company called ATOMY. So look at the first row here. The first column called personal PV, it means you are getting points. PV is point value. The PV will stay in your personal account or personal ID permanently. It never be resetted to 0. In other company, every month you have to make your own purchase again, because in the beginning of the month, they're gonna reset to 0. But in ATOMY, it's not. When you make the purchase, you will accumulate and it will stay there forever, right? So once you're there at 300,000, you will accumulate 700,000, 1.5 million, and then all the way to 2.5 million. That's the maximum personal PV. You cannot go beyond 2.4 million PV. And look at the second one here. This is your group PV, right? We all know that we are binary. It means we have left leg and right leg. So we have the group left PV and the group right PV. And we are paid based on the smaller leg. So imagine if you have members and you start sharing, somebody will join eventually, right? Your left to your left and one to your right. And eventually this member will make their own purchase, right? Just similar like you. Once you start to buy the product, maybe you like the Him and then you try the Absolute. Eventually that member will get to 300,000 PV on the left. and another 300,000 on the right. At that time, you got 15 points, more or less about $75. It's about $5 per points. It's all the way here to 50 million PV as a group PV. That's the maximum group PV that you can accumulate. Then you will get about more or less 1,500 per day. These are all daily commission. It means we have a cutoff time of South Korean midnight time. Every time at the midnight in South Korea, the system will calculate, do you have 300,000 PV or do you have 300 PV on the right? If you don't, it's gonna be carried over to the next day, right? The first time it's gonna be confusing because it took me about 6 months to fully understand this compensation plan. So don't worry about this. You can always ask your sponsor or your uplines. But I want to stress you about this one. Look at the left chart here. This is a traditional pyramid in other network marketing, which is only 1% that makes money in that company. And all of them, they're just members. These are the members that put all the PV to those 1%, right? But in ATOMY, it's not like that. We have the ceiling, it is 1,500 per day. So people who are here, doing the ATOMY business 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, right? It doesn't matter how long have they been doing ATOMY, there's an income ceiling. So not just like, not like this 1% of the other company, right? This 1% of the population will make unlimited amount of income. It means they can make $1 million every month, right? But in ATOMY, that's not fair, right? That's why the company put a ceiling or a cap. You can only make about 1,500 per day or 50,000 per month. So that's called wealth distribution. So let me put you an example. This is, let's say this is me, right? I just started ATOMY business and then I recruited maybe my mother, right? And then she wants to try the product, right? Maybe she purchased some of the product, get 100,000 PV. That PV will become to my left group, right? And then I also introduced to one of my friend. Maybe that friend want to try another product, maybe Absolute or whatever it is, another 100,000 on my right. And my mother maybe recruited 2 other people here, and then they also purchased 100,000, 300,000. That means my left group become how much? 500,000 PV. But my right, still 100,000 PV. Remember, we are paid based on the smaller leg. The smaller leg is only 100,000 PV. So your PV, your group PV is not enough to give you commission. So maybe I'll try another member to recruit, right? So I share ATOMY to my other coworkers, and then he joined, and then he buy 4 boxes of Him. That's another 200,000. That's when my right become how much? 300,000. I get my first commission. That's 15 points, is more or less about $75. Once that commission is paid out, all the group PV, remember, this is group, not personal. So you only view them as your group. Those group PV will be flush, even though you have 500,000 here. When you get the commission, that 500,000 becomes 0, right? Same thing with the right, becomes 0. And then maybe this person recruited someone in USA. Remember, our ATOMY ID is a global ID, so you can have members throughout the world. So it's not just limited in Canada or Indonesia or Malaysia. So we can have people everywhere in the world. So people in the USA, maybe they just started, they want to try a few products, 50,000 point here. So your group left PV started again with 50,000. And then they may be recruited, and then another 250 over here. Then your left, now you get 300,000 PV again, right? Same thing with my right. People recruited here in Canada, they get 200,000, and then they also recruited another 100,000. Then I get my second commission. I get another 15 point, about more or less $75. And so on until the person that I recruited here, 300,000 PV, let's call it A. A maybe has relative in Japan, and then that person purchased 100,000, and then another person in Japan, 100,000, and then another 100,000. So A now get the first commission, right? So my left now has the new 300,000 PV over here, right? So A get 15 points, I get 300,000 on my left, but not enough to get my third commission. And then my B over here, same thing. So he shared it to more people over to the left here, and then they get 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. Remember, we have unlimited downline leverage. It means doesn't matter who recruited who, as long as they are under your lineage, when they make the PV, purchase PV, everyone will get the same. Let's say this one, 200,000. This person will get 200,000 as their group PV. Same thing with this one here. Same thing with this person, all the way to you, all the way to the upline above you. So that is called the unlimited leverage, downline leverage. So, okay, we'll go back to here, the downline B. So B now have 300,000 on his left, and also he has 300,000 on his right. But his personal PV, not 300,000, is only 200,000. It means B only get 5 points. So anything less than 300,000, you don't get 15 points. You only get 5 points. Regardless, let's say that B has 299,000, he only get 5 points. That's why it's very important. If you have members, they're already loving the product and then keep purchasing, tell them if they almost get their first commission, make sure their personal PV is 300,000, not 200,000, like A here. Once you're already at 300,000, remember the table that I showed you, you get the full 15 points. Otherwise, it will be just 5 points. Then because the B now get the new 300,000, I get my third commission, right? Again, this is pretty confusing for you, anyone of you, the first time join this kind of a meeting. But again, I encourage you to come join us every week so you fully understand what the ATOMY compensation plan. And I'm gonna go next to the commission. It's called the mastership commission. So we're not just compensated just for the general commission. These are for the people who want to go to the extra step, meaning they want to go to the leadership staircase all the way to the imperial master. So in other company, usually they compensated people when they started very, very low. But in ATOMY, we have 20% as a mastership commission, half of it being compensated to the first rank of the mastership, which is sales master. Then the rest of the 10% will be split into the 6 mastership. So imagine if you have been, if you become a sales master, you get half portion of the mastership commission. So how do you become a sales master? Once you already have a group of consumer, you could accumulate 2.5 million on your left group, 2.5 million on your right group within 2 weeks. So in ATOMY, we have 2 periods. The first period is every beginning of the month until 15th of the month. And then the second period is from the 16th until the end of the month. So within that period, if you can accumulate your left PV, left group PV, and your right group PV, 2.5 million, then you become sales master automatically. Then this is auto sales master. This is usually the chart. How you become auto sales master is usually takes time, right? But once you become the auto sales master, it means you maintain your 2.5 million every period. You could make about 2,000 a month. Some people say in Canada here, Mike, it's too small, 2,000 a month. How long do I have to work? Maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years. I could just work at Tim Horton 8 hours a day. I could easily make 2,000, right? But this is the difference. Yes, you could make 2,000 easily as if you're working at McDonald's or Tim Horton, but those are active income. It means if you stop working, do you get the money? No, right? You are not compensated if you're not showing up to work. That's basically it. That's called active income. But in ATOMY, it's called residual income or passive income. It means once you already become an auto sales master, this $2,000 a month will come to your bank account regardless you are working in ATOMY or not. So that is the difference. So some people said, yes, I make $2,000 a month from renting out my properties. Yes, if you paid off already, but if you still have mortgage or something that you have to pay it off that rent, no, that's not a full $2,000 a month. So $2,000 per month, that is just a starting point. Once you already at that point, your growth is not like linear like this, right? Remember, you are trying, and it's very, very hard, I understand, right? But once you're at here, the growth is gonna be like double, it's exponential, right? So that's why compound growth. So again, like this is your left group, this is your right group. I already explained how to become a sales master. You have to accumulate 2.5 on your left, 2.5 on the right. When you hit that, and then you become sales master. When you maintain that, you make about 2,000 per month. How do you become a diamond master? It's pretty much the same thing. That same period, but now it's not all about PV. It's all about how do you create leaders or partners to become sales master, right? So let's say this is you. You are a sales master already because you have 2.5 million on each leg. And that period, 1 to 15 or 16 to the end of the month, you have to make 2 new sales master on the left, 2 new sales master on the right. If you make that, then you become a diamond master. When you maintain that, you'll make about 4,000 a month. It's all the way to imperial masters. Pretty much the same thing, just repeating. If you're diamond, you want to go to Sharon Rose, that means you need to have 2 diamond master on the left, 2 diamond master on the right, right? It's kind of confusing, it's okay, but it will take time to fully understand that. So how do you become success in ATOMY? There is no secret. These are the 3 secrets that we all know already here, right? The first one is you have to attend one-day seminar. Why? These are all funded by the company, so you don't have to pay anything to attend any of the seminar or the Success Academy. So all you have to do now, because it's COVID-19, you just have to go to the YouTube or Facebook of your countries, and then they have the schedule over there. Then you just tune in, and then just for an hour or 2 hours, then you can have the seminar. What is the seminar for? Is for your own benefit, not for your partners, not for your downlines. It's for your own benefit, because everyone here, if this is your first day here in ATOMY, 100%, you probably know about 5 to 10%. If you are a genius, probably 25%. So that's why you need to attend seminar over and over again, because you need to maintain your knowledge in ATOMY going up the ladder. You're not just going to stay at 25%, right? You want to be at 100%. So when you share to other people, you know what you're talking about. You know what you're sharing. If it's a product, how do you know about him or him? What does it do? What is absolute product in ATOMY? You don't know that, right? So that is why the seminar is very important. Then the second one is Success Academy. This is more detailed or more deep topics, because this is like the academy, right? Why do people go to university or college, academy? Because they want to go to the next step. It means people who wants to become a leader, yes, they have to attend the Success Academy. Again, this is also online. Before it was COVID, we always have this twice every year in Canada. But now we have it every month. So they're gonna teach you how to write your own life scenario. You know, if you haven't write down your scenario, it's the same thing if you want to go to Niagara Falls. The first time that you don't know the way to Niagara Falls, you just drifting around. How long are you gonna be there? Maybe a day, 2 days, right? But if you have a GPS, you put in the address of the Niagara Falls, then you just follow it through, right? So that is the life scenario is all about. So you put your destination where you want to be in 5 years, where you want to be in 10 years. So you set your goals. Is it a monthly goals, weekly goals, daily goals, right? In that scenario. So you know what you're aiming now. Maybe you want to help your parents, maybe you want to help your siblings, whatever it is, you put it in there. So every day when you get rejection, you just go back to your life scenario, and then that's it. You know it, why are you doing ATOMY, right? If you don't know that, it's very hard to be successful in ATOMY. So the last one, this is my favorite, because this is fully funded by the company, so you don't have to go anywhere. Just Google it, CS ATOMY. And this is also available to all the countries in the world. So let's say you are in Philippines and you don't understand English, or you're in Taiwan, you don't understand English. You just go to CS ATOMY Taiwan. Everything will be in Mandarin, then you can understand it, right? You can get the presentation file, you can listen to the leaders POD, everything is in there. Even the product information, everything is in there. So these are the tools that are provided by the company. It's called ATOMY Success System. That's how you become successful.